Within my curriculum, what I teach the children is first getting to know the behaviors that are important to them. I call it value systems. They understand the behaviors. So we do it personally. So who am I? Offline, how do I mirror that person online? Okay? Then I send an assignment home, which is a family assignment. Go to your parents, discuss your family values. For me, it is important because they need to understand, why does she behave the way she does? Why does she allow certain things and why don't we allow certain things? It helps us put barriers.
Oh, yes.
And draw boundaries.
Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you see me with a blanket, you know it's cold. Actually, my guest would rather have it, but we will decide whether she can have it, in the second part of our conversation. I'm continuing with my conversation and my quest, which I am enjoying enormously, and I'm hoping so are you, to find amazing women. My job actually is to bring them to you because you're the one who pointed them to me. For example, the lady who joins me today. I want you to introduce yourself, and I want the title of what you do very clearly.
Well, my name is Evelyn Kasina.
Yes.
I am a family IT consultant. I've specialized in cybersecurity.
A family IT consultant because corporate Kenya didn't have enough?
I just felt that was not tailored for me. And I thrive being with children, and exploring with children is actually really, really fun. It's really fun.
As the mother of an 8-year-old and an 18-month-old, I agree.
Yes.
I totally agree. However, you also said you specialized in cybersecurity. There's somebody watching this video wondering, how did she even figure that out?
So when I was working, because I got my first job when I was 19, there's this guy I keep alluding to all the time called Kevin. I'd go find him in the server room, this black screen, big servers making lots of noise. And he was always telnetting. So I would always ask him, what are you doing? He says, telnet. I kept probing and probing, and he would get so frustrated with me, he would tell me, go Google, go Google. So that was me, Googling. So you're telling me you're in Nairobi and you can access a server
remotely.
Where?
Yes.
That was really fascinating. But I found it such a challenge because he was not ready to give me that information. When it comes
and you wanted it.
I wanted it. So for children, that's the thing. They will ask you why, until you satisfy that why.
Yes.
And you have to be ready to just pour it out. But the thing is, you also have to be very equipped with knowledge. And so when I wanted to do cybersecurity, I felt the need to help children navigate the internet space, but safely. As I'm helping them become efficient, they need to be safe. They need to not keep having these pop-ups because their nature is curiosity.
Yes.
So they will see these pop-ups on YouTube
and click on it.
Then you'd never know what happens with the content.
Yes, because it's a rabbit hole. They just go down.
So for me, cybersecurity was very important because I needed, even when my children are going to that space, I know that they're safe.
So I just wanted to crawl back to that whole conversation about why, and the fact that you chose cybersecurity. Because at some point, I want to have the education conversation. And the reason I'm excited about you being here, not just with what you do, but who you are, is that your job didn't exist 6 years ago.
No,
not in this country.
Yeah. No, it didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping with every amazing woman I profile, somebody's light bulb goes off.
Yeah.
And somebody says, why have I not thought about that? Because the opportunity for what you're doing presented itself as the world evolved into an internet hungry monster.
Yes. Yeah.
So when did you make the move? Because first mover advantage is very important. And for me, it has been, well, you live life forward, you connect the dots backwards.
Yes.
So I leave banking, I go to capital, first mover advantage. While everybody's asking, you're doing what? Who leaves the bank? Yes, who leaves the bank with 4% interest rates? Anyway. And then I leave capital, I go to KISS. Who leaves capital for KISS? First mover advantage. Which meant even by the time I came off air, what I earned will take people a long time, but it's fast mover advantage.
Yeah.
Coming off air and going onto YouTube, I just love the fact people are like, Ati, what is she doing? What is wrong with her? What is wrong with you?
They'll catch up in 2020 or 2021.
No, they caught up in 2019. I mean, I have seen the literal explosion of YouTube channels, and I'm like, now you know what I was doing. So you move out of proper employment?
Yes. Proper employment with a package, you know.
With health insurance?
Health insurance, retirement benefits, all that.
Uh-huh.
It was calculated for me at 24, and that time I think I got my retirement package got 700,000, and I'm like, wait, seed capital, seed capital, there we go. Seed
You
capital.
walked out of a job. Were you married then?
Getting into marriage.
And what did you tell your partner you were doing?
So, because he was against it, I had tried having that conversation indirectly.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, he opposed.
Mm-hmm.
Then when my HR form was signed, I just gave it to him.
And you told him,
Here it is.
done.
It's done. And then he came and set up an office in one of the bedrooms in our house. I'm like, I have Zuku, I have an internet, I have a laptop, small printer. Those things I still have to date. I cannot sell them.
Uh-huh.
And so this is me. When I need to see clients, I'll go. But how I'd started the business then was meeting clients in the restaurants, because I couldn't bring them to my house, obviously.
Of course not.
And I would do silly things, social media marketing, and people were not understanding what it is. I'd develop websites, and I'd learn on YouTube. Remember, Kevin used to tell me Google. That became my friend.
I know.
But later on, when now I became a mother, and when my son was on my iPad watching Tom and Jerry, he would get these pop-ups. And one day I found him watching something called Pants Down. He just clicked it. Mm-hmm. And what Pants Down is...
Oh, yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
My daughter also came across it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just froze. And then I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing? And I was like, I just saw it and I clicked.
Yes.
And then I realized, I've been doing cybersecurity. Why don't I stop securing offices and corporates and start it from the home? Because I personally wouldn't want my child to find me watching inappropriate, unhealthy content, pornography, violent videos, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm telling him, you can't watch that.
I know.
But they're like, you're watching.
You're
so
watching, yes.
Yeah. And so that's when I took a shift, because I used to have all these firewalls, and I started now requesting for home appliances. So I started just doing that at home. How do I now start blocking these sites? How do I... Then I realized, I think 3 months into it, we have 15,000 porn websites developed almost every single day.
Wow.
I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
15?
Yeah. And then those sites are extremely secure. So safe. You'll find them with all the SSL certificates needed to be.
Oh, right.
So when you go to a religious Christian site, you can even get a malware from it. The irony, right?
Oh, my goodness.
So I started now finding myself in the space where I need to protect my son from accessing that content. And then I got invited to go to India to speak at the Women Economic Forum.
Hello.
And we were close to 35,000 women. It was so many. 35,000 women from almost 40 countries. And just that interaction with the women, I met a lady who does parenting coaching. And I kept telling her, my biggest challenge is changing the mindsets of parents. But I know the children can help me with that process. So I really want to access the children, but I have to go through the parents.
So, anyway. That's what I was going to tell you, yes.
And so when we were having this conversation, she told me, why don't you create a curriculum?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah. So she gave me access to a few tools here and there, and I got perfect curriculums. I asked if I can use them. I went to Common Sense Media. I don't even know Common Sense Media. And I took this test and I became an educator. And I'm like, yes, so I can use your content. So what I was doing now is trying to get that westernized content to an African setting.
Yes.
Because they're way ahead of us. But then also to just make sure that the parent understands, one, I'm not running a club. Number two, this is a relationship that if I'm going to access your child, I'm training them how to be digital citizens, for example. You have to have an enabling environment at home.
Thank you.
So you have to have that knowledge, and you must want to be able to get that success for your child. So if you're creating screen time, for instance, and I tell your child, at the age of 8, your child should have 2 hours of screen time.
At the most.
At the most.
At the most.
So you also have to start toning down on your own screen time.
Exactly.
When you tell your child, you cannot go with your devices to the bedroom, to the toilet, and what have you.
And I'm doing it.
You're undoing everything I'm teaching in class.
Yeah.
So I came up with a parenting class to help the parents understand their role in the ecosystem.
Well done.
So for you as a parent, I'm engaging with you. Then are we orienting your nanny, who spends also most of the day with the child?
Yes.
In terms of, I don't want you taking photos of my children, posting them on your IG and whatever.
Thank you.
And
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so that part of orientation, can you cook chapati, ugali? Technology has to be a part of it. how you're interacting with my children also has to be a part of it. The same way you also tell your people, I mean, don't come with alcohol to my house, biscuits and sweets and all of you. That conversation has, even your extended family. My son knows I can't touch my mommy's phone because it's not my phone.
You know, we connected with that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just because it's my phone. My daughter knows my phone is off limits.
Yeah.
She can have her grandfather's phone, her grandmother's phone, not mine. Because mine is unsanitized. And let me explain that. I have friends and colleagues who are the maddest of the mad. And I can't stop them from WhatsApping me strange images.
That is true.
I don't want my daughter on the phone looking for the last picture that we took together, and then she comes across. My phone is not sanitized.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
Yeah, it isn't.
And I keep telling her, Mommy, you cannot have my phone. You cannot touch my phone. She says, I just want to see the picture we just took. I said, I will show it to you. So what do? I go through, I make sure we are sitting in camera gallery,
Yes.
not WhatsApp.
Yes.
Because WhatsApp is also another monster.
Yes. And you're showing her the pictures.
And I'm showing her the picture. She can't go off with my phone.
Yeah.
This is not a safe instrument. And I'd like to say this is the same for many fathers. Your children should not have access to your phone.
Actually, yeah. But you see, the thing is, even when you're having that conversation with children, I believe, and I tell parents all the time, even when you want to start giving your child a phone, have a contract.
Yes.
Have a
Let's
contract.
agree.
Yeah.
Let's agree on how you can use this thing.
And when it's your phone, I'll respect it's your phone, but let's follow the guidelines that you've set and the consequences you sign. So when I'm taking that phone away, that laptop away, that gadget, you know
why.
Did A, B, C, D. And
this is an amazing woman. Short of you finding me to literally just find her. The other thing I think I loved, and I was telling you this, is that I'm very clear about the amount of screen time a child can have. So in my house, tablets are charged to 30%. Unless we're traveling.
Yeah.
There's no reason for 100%. It will die, you will come to me. Yes. And I've also been known to out internet connectivity because the router sits in my bedroom.
Yes.
People need to go outside and play. I just switch it off.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, she's 8 now. I'm going to have to get to a place where I explain why it is only so much, which I'm already doing.
Yeah.
But right now, when I think you've sat there for too long,
yeah.
I just switch off the router. I'm like, oh, our internet has gone.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go ride a bike.
I know.
Yes.
The thing is, and I think now having this conversation is to start making children get accustomed to a certain routine.
Yes.
Especially now that they're on long summer break.
Yes.
Wake up, do your chores.
Do your chores first.
Take your breakfast, brush your teeth, do what you need to do before technology.
Do you know how I know I'm
hits.
parenting right?
Yeah. She
She actually asks me for her chores. So she says, so Mom, what do I have to do? Because she has to get that out of the way to get her screen time. So now she asks for it.
Yes.
Before I leave the house, she says, do I have any homework? Because don't start groaning, but this is the thing I realized. There's certain things that we work on over the holidays. Hers is reading, okay? And it's about 15 to 20 minutes. It's not longer than that. But I also don't shut down the reading process because 2 months of nothing, the re-entry that first week of school is the most, and I'm like, this is not even about me. It is for her teachers.
Yeah.
I cannot get them to have to pull this person back
to where they were 2 months ago.
No. Let's just do 15 minutes every day. So we just stay in the groove. Let's just stay in the groove.
And so now, even within my curriculum, what I teach the children is first getting to know the behaviors that are important to them. I call it value systems. They understand the behaviors. So we do it personally. So who am I? Offline, how do I mirror that person online? Okay? Then I send an assignment home, which is a family assignment. Go to your parents, discuss your family values. For me, it is important because they need to understand, why does she behave the way she does? Why does she allow certain things and why don't we allow certain things? It helps us put barriers.
Oh, yes.
And draw boundaries.
But so you know, you've heard me say this. I only parent with people who parent like me.
But you need to do that because
you cannot undo my work.
You cannot undo my work. One, and we have to start looking for similar value systems.
Yes.
So that even when they get into that virtual space, they get to know, wait a minute,
That one we don't do.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When someone is trying to give them unhealthy content, they'll be like, wait, you did not pre-screen that content before we watched it. They need to be able to have those breaks themselves.
Yeah.
So you equip them with that. And so even when we are talking about the screen time, because that is one of the challenging lessons I ever have, because they'll be like, I want 20 hours, I want 30. And like, when will you sleep?
Yeah.
But we are on holiday. We are not supposed to be reading. I'm like, you know, when you go to the internet and you say screen time is for education, you don't need to be doing math, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't need to. You can learn how to code, for instance.
There you go.
You can learn how to do your own things from Pinterest. And that is education, because you really don't have to think about it in the sense that it's mathematics, English, science. I've been doing that for a whole month, a whole time. That's boring.
No.
But then also trying to help them understand the big rocks, their small rocks, and their petals.
Hey.
So as early as 7 years old, we are teaching them that.
Sedimentary rocks.
Yeah.
It was part of her exam this time.
Yes.
We did it on the internet.
And it's very important, because then they get to start prioritizing their time and their activities.
Yeah.
So when we start explaining that to them in physical terms, and they're saying, oh, wait, so what I do is not a big rock. I'm like, yeah, are you making time for your big rock, or you're busy growing your small rocks? So we get to start having that conversation of screen time changes. I introduced my son to coding. Nowadays, I don't have to fight about Phineas and Ferb.
No.
He's like, Mommy, I want to get to the next level. You know, we were doing this.
There
I need
you
to get
go.
to the next level. And,
there you go.
And I'm like, you're doing this for 30 minutes. And it's only Thursday. On Thursday, that's when we have screen time for learning. And he will be like, 30 minutes, Mom, stopwatch. And he will shut down himself.
And I think that's what makes you important for the world we have today, and for the people we're creating for tomorrow. Because I know for a certain generation, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. There are things she said, I'm sure you're sitting there saying, Ngoja, you did not ask her this. Why should I? You're going to find her. You're going to get her to come to your family, and you guys are going to draw up your contract, and you can use the internet, which is a fantastic tool, the right way.
Yes.
It doesn't have to signal the end of life as we know it.
Yeah.
You can tell we're kindred spirits. Never met her before. Thank you for introducing her to me, and I now have introduced her to the rest of the world. Find her. When we come back, what I want to know from you is, what are the things you accomplish with families that you love? At policy level, what do you want done? Hello, Ministry of Education. And CA. CA, what happened to our COP conversation? Child online protection, because I still don't think you do enough.
It's in print.
And that's it. But you know, as a country, we look very good on paper. I'm not interested. And then, to wind up, why should we all find you or someone like you? Why do we need it today more than ever? Subscribe and come back. She's an amazing woman, and she's sitting opposite me, and I'll be sharing the blanket with her shortly. Yes. Okay.